Hi everyone. So today we are going to focus on strengthening our back body, an area that tends to get overlooked in our yoga practice and tends to be quite weak. And when we suffer from back pain, often it's because our back isn't strong enough. So we are going to start off in downward facing dog. Spreading your hands wide. Spreading your fingers wide. And spreading your toes. From here, let's start to pedal out the legs. So in our downward facing dog, we have this beautiful opportunity to really lengthen through the back body. So when you feel like you've pedaled enough, coming to stillness, let's bring our focus to our breath. Breathing in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Maybe just giving your head and neck a little bit of a shake out. Take another couple like that. Breathing in. Exhaling, releasing tension. And then let's start to breathe in and out of our nose. Remember, it doesn't matter if your legs are straight here, if your legs are bent. We're still getting that beautiful lengthening all the way down the back and the legs. Really press your hands down into the mat. Lift your tailbone to the sky and imagine you're trying to rip your feet, drag them back to the back of your mat. Taking one more breath here. One more breath out. Then we're going to look at that space between our hands and step our right foot forward. Draw the left knee down. So we're going to take our low lunge position. And here I really want you to think about it's coming into a really gentle back extension. So we're going to focus on pressing down through that front foot. We can interlace our hands behind our back to just get that further opening across the front of the chest. And then keeping that pressure in the front foot, start to draw your pelvis forward a couple of inches and start to lean your body back. But we're just taking it nice and gently here. Keep pressing down through that back knee. You could pad it out if you need to. And then returning to your breath. Can you draw your shoulder blades together? Can you lift up through your heart and your chest? Opening up into that left hip as well as opening up through the front of the chest. Take one more breath here. And then reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come down, frame the front foot, step back into an all fours position, and then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. And then looking at that space between your hands, step your left foot forward, right knee down, low lunge on this side. And then once again, setting it up as we did before. So press down into that front foot and then interlace the hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders away and open out through the chest. And then keeping that nice activity through that front foot and really squeezing the glutes at the back. You're going to draw the pelvis forward and lift up and back a touch with your chest. Breathing in, drawing shoulder blades together. Breathing out, keeping that nice pressing down through the front foot. Glutes nice and engaged at the back. Can you feel like you're using all your spinal muscles here? So really engaging through the back body. Staying here for one more breath. Beautiful, everyone. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. And you're going to step your foot forward. Take a hip distance position apart with your feet. And then we're going to slightly soften the backs of the knees to begin with and press the hands into the shins. Come to your halfway lift. Now, normally in our halfway lift, we have the option of keeping our hands on the floor, but most of the time we don't really think about using our back muscles here. So let's all bring our hands to our shins, even if you normally put your hands on the floor, and really lift up through your chest. And feel like you're extending your head forward as you lengthen through your spine. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, really using and engaging all the muscles around your spine. Can you open out through the front of your chest by drawing and wrapping your shoulder blades around your spine? One more breath here. Beautiful, everyone. Exhale, forward fold. Then let's take a little ragdoll here. And you can bring movement in, or you could be still. We're just allowing the upper body and back to round. And then let's swing and sway our way up to stand. Keeping your chin down. And then finding stillness. Let's take our Tadasana pose, our mountain pose. I like to bring my feet together to touch, but you could have your feet hip distance apart. And then let's really think about engaging through our feet. Spread your toes wide, feel length through your spine, and then take chair pose. So draw your hands up, fingertips reaching up, arms in line with your ears. There are various different ways we could take chair pose, but for here, if you ever normally tuck your tailbone, can you resist the urge to tuck? I want you to really feel like you are opening up through your chest. So you're drawing your arms back, but you're getting that nice extension through the spine here. So you're allowing the feeling of your sit bone spreading here. So we're working into those back muscles, staying here for a couple of breaths. Keep lifting up with your chest, and then come back to your mountain pose. From here, we'll come to our warrior three. So we're going to balance onto our right leg. Keep your arms where they are alongside your body, palms are facing forward. And then you're going to draw your left leg back up. But I really want you to think about lifting up through your chest. So it's almost like you're in a locust pose. You're lifting up through your chest. You're engaging all your back muscles to balance here. And then keep drawing that left hip bone down. Lift the leg up that little bit more towards the end without dropping the chest. And then foot comes back. Finding your Tadasana. Breathing in. Breathing out. This time around, let's interlace our hands behind us as we come to take our warrior three on the left. So you're going to lift up the right leg. Once again, engaging those back muscles, reaching your chest forward. Coming back down to the ground. And bringing yourself back to mountain pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. From here, start to reach your arms up to the sky, looking up. Lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring a softness to your knees as you come down. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Hands on shins, lift up through your chest. Wrap your shoulder blades, get that extension through the spine. And then hands come down, step right foot back, followed by left. We make high plank for a moment. Push the ground away and draw your bottom down. Firming up through your legs. Staying here, building a little bit of strength. And then we're coming down to the ground. So you can either draw your knees down or lower down with your legs lifted. Hug your elbows in. And then we come all the way down to the ground. Let's bring our arms alongside our body and then interlace our hands together. We're going to make our locust pose. So when you're ready here, we're engaging the whole back body to lift up through the chest and the legs. Really think about wrapping your shoulder blades around your spine again. So here, not only are we strengthening our back muscles, but we're also strengthening all the way through our legs. So keep lifting your feet up, lift your chest. And then come on down. cheek comes down to the ground. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to make a low cobra here. So if you think in your cobra, oftentimes we're using our hands and our arm strength to push up into a bit of a higher cobra. What I invite you to do here is to keep everything really low to the ground. So you're really having to strengthen and use your back muscles in order to lift up. So when you're ready, hug your elbows in and don't let them span out. And then you're going to peel up 1, maybe 2 vertebrae to come into this little low cobra. And keep your shoulders drawing away from your ears, wrapping around your spine, pressing your feet down into the ground. Taking another couple of breaths here. And don't focus on how high you go, focus on engaging the back muscles. And then come on down. Bringing your opposite cheek to the mat, take a full breath in, a full breath out. Floor bow. So draw your chin now to the ground. Take hold of your feet from the outside, holding on to ankles. And we're going to keep it fairly low here. So again, I want you to really focus on strengthening your back. So engaging through your glutes, and then start to lift your chest, lift your legs. Don't worry about how high you go. Just think about really engaging all the spinal muscles here. Lifting up. You're still keeping your glutes really active even though we're using the back muscles here. Another couple of breaths. And then come on down. Full breath. Full breath out. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up. And then draw the legs out in front of you. We're going to take a reverse tabletop position here, and there are options. So you could have your hands out to the side with your fingers pointing away to the side, or you could have your fingers pointing forward with your wrists at the back of the mat. A slightly easier option is to have bent legs here, so you're coming up into this little reverse tabletop position. And you can choose here, you could imagine that you have a little peach underneath your chin, or you can allow the head to come back, whatever feels comfortable to you. So this is option 1. If you want to intensify it a little bit more, you keep straight legs. Whatever variation you're in, we're thinking about really hugging in your arm bones so they're not flaring out. You're getting that beautiful lift up across the chest, but you're really having to engage through the back to get that opening through the chest. Keep engaging your back body, really strengthening it all out here. Another couple of breaths here. And then come on down. Bring your feet to hip distance apart, roughly. And then bring yourself down onto your backs. Setting up for bridge pose. So bridge is a great strengthener for the back body, but only if we really keep the connection of our feet to the ground. So you've got to really press into your feet for the whole duration of the posture. So when you're ready, have arms alongside your body, palms facing down to begin with, and then press into your feet, lift up through the hips, and I'm going to interlace my hands underneath me and nudge up onto upper arm bones. So feel like you're drawing your shoulders underneath your body, and then keep pressing down through your feet. And then keep imagining you're squeezing a block between your thighs and you're drawing everything into the midline. Now if you get painful knees, you could try to move your feet so they're slightly pointing out. Otherwise, keep them pointing forwards. And then we're going to come back to our breath here. Engaging through your glutes, keep pressing down through your feet, your hands and your shoulders. And then if you want to intensify it a bit, you can lift your right leg up to the sky. Your back body now is having to work that a little bit harder to keep everything balanced. Draw the leg down. Take it to the other side. Keep lifting up through your hips. Draw the leg down. Coming back to our bridge pose. And then losing the clasp of your hands, slowly draw your body down. And then let's move our legs from side to side to side. Now it can be quite common when we work on strengthening our back body to feel like a bit of achiness in the back. You're just using perhaps muscles you don't normally use. So just noticing here, if you are feeling achy, whether that feels different to having a pain in your back. Just discerning how your back feels. Let's take it into a twist. We're going to draw our left leg long. We're going to hug in through the right knee. And then when you're ready, bring the right knee across the body. You may want to shuffle your hips into the center of the mat to find a bit more length through the lower back. And then opportunity here to allow the right arm to come straight and extend away from you. Or you could bring your arm into a cactus for a little bit more opening through the shoulder. Connecting again with your breath. You gently press down, especially if you're in this cactus position with your arm, gently pressing down through the elbow to the ground, drawing your shoulder blades down to the ground. Noticing if any tension is creeping in, can you keep it relaxed through the chest and jaw? And then let's move to the other side. Coming back to center, moving your hips back to center line if they have shifted. And then let's take it to the other side, so extending your right leg long, left leg draws in. Find that beautiful length through the body. And then let's take it over to the right now, shuffling hips over. You choose which arm variation to take. Maybe this little cactus position, this 90-degree position. And perhaps one side it's harder for the shoulder blade to draw down to the ground. Just noticing that. Breathing into any places that feel tight. Come back to center. Bringing now feet flat to the floor, bending through the knees. We'll take our final pose, our happy baby. So holding on to the outer edges of the feet or the outer edges of the shins or the calves. You're going to bend your legs. So here we've got this beautiful opportunity to lengthen through our spine. Been doing lots of strengthening work, so now let's really think about lengthening the whole part of our back by drawing our tailbone gently down to the ground, keeping the back of our head drawing down to the mat. Maybe closing your eyes here. Also getting that beautiful opening into the inner thigh, into our hips. Can you lengthen your breath? Slow everything down. I like to imagine the breath drawing up from my tailbone on the inhale, all the way to the crown of my head. And then making the return journey, crown of the head, all the way down the spine to the tailbone with each exhale. Feeling the whole of your back connecting down to the ground. Feeling the movement of breath in your body. Softening through your jaw, your temples. Sigh out of your mouth if you need to. From here, releasing the feet. Allowing the legs to extend long. Taking the time to find Shavasana, any other positions. that you wish to incorporate. This is where I leave you, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again soon. Namaste.